Can syntax errors occur in YAML files? Have you ever wondered if syntax errors can pop up in YAML files? Well, let's break it down together. YAML, which stands for Yet Another Markup Language, is widely used for configuration files and data serialization. It has specific formatting rules that must be followed closely. When these rules are not adhered to, syntax errors can indeed occur. First off, indentation and spacing are essential in YAML. Unlike some programming languages that allow tabs, YAML requires spaces to define structure. If you mistakenly use tabs or mix different levels of indentation, you will run into errors. Consistency is key here. Next, colons play a vital role in separating keys from values. If you forget to place a colon after a key, the parser will not recognize the key-value pair, leading to a syntax error. Always double-check that colons are correctly positioned. Quotes are another area where mistakes can happen. Strings that contain special characters or start with reserved characters need to be enclosed in either single or double quotes. If you miss this step, the parser may misinterpret the string, causing confusion. Special characters and reserved words can also lead to parsing issues. For example, if you have an unquoted value like no or false, the parser might see them as Boolean values instead of strings. This can lead to unexpected behavior in your application. Comments in YAML must also be handled carefully. Always place a space before the hash symbol when adding comments. If you forget this, the parser may misinterpret the line and throw an error. Now, let's look at some practical examples of syntax errors. A common mistake is missing a colon after a keyname. This prevents the parser from recognizing the key-value pair. Another frequent error is using tabs instead of spaces, which breaks the indentation rules. Unclosed quotes or mismatched quotes around strings can also lead to issues. Lastly, improper use of special characters without quoting can cause significant problems. To debug and fix YAML syntax errors effectively, consider using a YAML parser or validator tool. These tools can highlight syntax errors and point you to the exact line and column where the problem lies. Pay close attention to your indentation, always using spaces, typically 2 or 4 spaces per level. When dealing with strings that contain special characters or reserved words, make sure to quote them. Review error messages carefully, as they often indicate what the parser expected and where the error is located. If you are working with variables or templating syntax, ensure they are properly quoted to avoid confusion with YAML dictionaries. Understanding and fixing YAML syntax errors is essential for mastering software debugging, especially when working with configuration files, automation scripts, or infrastructure as code that relying heavily on YAML. Proper syntax ensures that your YAML files are parsed correctly, preventing runtime errors and misconfigurations in your software projects.